Hello, everyone. Lovely to meet you all. Thank you very much. So today I'm going to talk to you about NeuerEnergy. So firstly, NeuerEnergy, in the 4 years that we've been around as a UK sustainability business, we've been operating in the UK and Europe and global markets. And we've got a good idea over the years of what is the pain points for customers. So our solution, it's a cloud-based tool, and we've got a good understanding of issues. And today, I'm going to talk to you about the most common issues that businesses are facing around sustainability. We hear often questions around data and questions around cost. So we're going to look at how our platform brings solutions around these two problems. But first, a small show of hands from the audience, if that's all right. How many of you rely on spreadsheets for storing data or already a hand up in regards to sustainability, spreadsheets and data issues? I'm seeing plenty of hands, plenty of nodding around the room. So the summary we tend to hear is something like this. We rely too heavily on spreadsheets to track and calculate our carbon data. Now, it doesn't need to be this exact issue. It could be my spreadsheets are out of date. It's easy to enter incorrect information. My formulas are wrong. Do I have the right permission? What happens if I need to add new data? What if they add scope 4 one day? How is my spreadsheet going to deal with it? We hear problems similar to this, and so we've developed a platform that tackles these issues. So hopefully that is going to play for us. There we go. So our solution is cloud-based, meaning all of your data is stored on a centralized online location, meaning you no longer have that critical sustainability business information just on someone's spreadsheet on a computer. Our system automatically loads your scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3 data into the platform. So that's data that'll be fed through from your internal systems through APIs, meaning it's more accurate, and then you don't have to worry about out-of-date carbon reporting. Our system also allows multiple logins. So rather than relying on everyone accessing one spreadsheet, you can share this among tools, different buildings, different countries to be able to gain access to that data. It's more safer and more accountable than spreadsheets. We also use data science to be able to do deep dives and analytical work into your data. That way you don't have to learn complex spreadsheets to be able to try and gain insights into your data. If your business is growing, you can add unlimited sites to this with a click of a button. And the platform also stays up to date with regulation. So if you're doing your reporting on scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3, which is cycling across at the moment, it stays up to date with any of your regulation requirements. Platform can be branded and it can match your color scheme and any of your requirements. And we report on all categories, including the 15 across scope 3. We can take data at any level of granularity. So if you have 30-minute build in energy data through to monthly bills, we can load that automatically into the system and then gain your insights from there. So what I will show you as a bit of a worked example is how can I get something like building energy data into a platform. So firstly, there's the standard way. We can enter data into a form onto our website. Same with spreadsheets. So if you've got spreadsheets and you rely on them, upload them as they are into the platform. We will adapt the upload requirements and we'll match that data. Our preferred option is some form of automation or integration. This is where we will link through to your building management system, your energy supplier, your half-hourly data collector. We will take that information and we will automatically update the platform. It'll be as live as your data can be, automatically convert that to carbon and keep it all in one place. And then, of course, we will help you through that process. So as that's cycled through, hopefully it gives you a bit of an idea of some of the pain points that people have around data and how a platform, others, digital solutions can help essentially fix a lot of the issues that come with spreadsheets. Now, the second one that we hear a lot of is problems around cost. I've summarized that into how do I maximize my limited budget when picking a carbon reduction plan. Now, again, it doesn't have to be this one issue. It could be how much budget do I have and where should I spend it? How much should I request for my budget? What's the best payback for technologies? Where should I start on that net zero plan? Can I get something as an export that's bankable? These are the types of problems we hear over and over. And so what we've developed within the platform is, it'll start a 4-step journey and starts with the analysis tool. What the analysis tool allows you to do is select sites and select parts of your scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3. For this demo, I'm focusing on my, if you look on the left-hand side, my petrol, my diesel, my electricity, and my gas. That comes through to the centralized system, so your estate, and then it gets disaggregated into different sections. What our tool does is it's a machine learning tool that takes a few more inputs, your budget, your desires around carbon reduction, and your timeline, and it sets out a plan for you of carbon reduction. It's all within your control, so there are sliders. You can pick and choose which dates, which values you want to work with, and then you'll see a list of technologies on the left-hand side. Now, it's not an exclusive list, but it takes that information and allows you to calculate the benefits of any of these. So I've clicked on solar panel, and I can then see what the machine learning system is doing for me. It knows my site, it knows the technology I'm looking for, and it calculates the benefits of that technology to a high degree at my site. It gives us a number of outputs related to that single technology. We're looking at cost, we're looking at energy, and we're looking at carbon, but it also does it for multi-technology. So if I'm looking at lighting and heat pumps and solar panels, how do they affect each other? Our system takes that information. Here's the same image we had a little bit ago, but this time it's changed. And then as we scroll down, we see financial information as well. What are the benefits of that technology? How much is it going to cost us? What is my payback? We're tackling all of those problems that customers have around data and cost in one tool. Now, what that looks like is that 4-step journey. So step 1, analyze. Select my technologies. I've selected my sites. What are the benefits of those? And what is the impact that's going to have on my net zero plan and my estate? Step 2 is plan. Now I have an idea. Can I make a plan around this? Now, if you have a net zero plan, it doesn't mean you can't use this tool. It is around planning the solution itself. How am I going to get solar panels on my roof? What is that going to look like? All of that feeds through to other systems, more reporting, more accountability. That third one is then procurement. Can I procure that solution in the platform? We have a marketplace, lets you know the benefits of the technologies, and then who in your market that might be, you'd be able to procure that solution from. And then finally, that manage section, that unsung hero. I've got my solar panels, they're on my roof. I'm hoping they're going to work for 25 years. Is someone tracking it? The system is doing that for us. So we analyze, we plan, we procure, and we manage. And we do an end-to-end journey in the platform that tackles the key issues we hear over and over. Issues with data and issues with cost. Now, it's not the only issues we hear. The platform does a lot more when you're talking around regulation, market insights, budget requirements. And we've collated all of these problems, and we've essentially developed a solution that helps tackle those. The solution isn't finished. It keeps being developed, future iterations. And if you'd like to see that platform in action, come ask me a few questions, learn more about us. We're just outside stand G18, where myself and the team can then help and assist you. And then open the floor up for any questions.
First of all, we'll give you a round of applause.
Thank you.
Anybody wish to give Benji a question? All right, I'm going to give you one.
Go for it.
So I think this space is incredibly crowded because it's a big problem.
Yep.
So obviously there are tons of people trying to provide. How do you see the landscape as someone operating within it?
Yeah.
Where's it going to go over the next few years?
Yeah, so a good question. So I think a lot of people are starting that journey and they're learning for the first time that, much like with your finance system, that can't rely on a spreadsheet. It needs to rely on a digital system. Now, there's a lot out there. I'd say with ours, two USPs, so unique things with us. The automation of that collection of data. So once you set that up, it's going to feed data into the platform regularly for scope 1, 2, and 3. No more needing to get that data. And then tools like the analysis tool. It gives you the control to be able to make those calculations and figure out the benefits. So I think to answer your question, I think it's empowering the customer. Automate as much as you can, and then give them the tools to do the other parts.
And it's most of what you're producing, trying to help people with the, if you like, the internal running of their operation, or is it to feed external reporting?
I think both. So depending on what your problems might be, if you need to do ESOS, SECA, TCFD, any of the four-letter acronyms that sort of plague our industry, the system can export that information to match those requirements. But equally, we're helping ports, we help councils, data centers, small businesses, even just start their journey. A light version that begins with just scope 1 and scope 2 gets them started on that journey, and then eventually brings scope 3 in when they're ready for that information.
It'll be your last chance. Here we go.
Thank you very much. When you say you help planning for managing the emissions, so how do you help that? How do you do that? Because there's so many strategies. You help with, for example, switching the technology, or avoid or reduce or offset the unavoidable. How does your system help plan for that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the analysis tool gives users the ability to select multiple technologies. We ask for a driver, something that's sort of key to the business itself. Are you trying to go off grid? Are you trying to do energy saving, cost saving? And then we take that information and we suggest the technologies that match that more. So firstly, we limit the options, so it's easier for you to start that journey. And then the team, as part of it, then consults and helps throughout that journey. But it's entirely self-serve to get you started. And then if you need any help, we're not that far away. Thank you.
All right, you got one last question.
Thank you. So you said you help with planning of those. So building on your answer, so when, for example, you're suggesting to install solar panels, are you just giving the possibility of analyzing what the impact of a solar installation would be, or do you actually suggest what it should look like, how it should be sized, where it should be installed?
Sorry. With a bit more detail about the solar panels then. So as an example, we will look at the size of the roof. We'll make an estimation to that. We'll look at the energy consumption. And so we'll scale the system to match their current demands. We'll ask them questions about future demand and if that's going to change. We'll also have a look at the orientation, the pitch of the roof, the types of panels they might be looking for, and any limitations. So any limitations to available power. When we get to the plan tool, we have templates for what a standard solar installation should look like for different countries. And then you can use that as a guide for what to do next.